This review is for the EEIEER. No idea how to pronounce it. Too many vowels. Lawn coring aerator. I can say that this thing is kind of a joke. It does work if your lawn does not need to be aerated, but it does not work if your lawn does. You have a foothold here. It's not very large. You can get 1 foot in there. It'd be better if you can get 2, but even at 2, I was able to step on these upper pieces, and I still can't get it in the ground. And I'm closing in on 200 pounds, and I cannot get this thing in the ground. And I think part of the problem is the way that these are designed. They have your cutting tips, which really aren't sharp. They're kind of blunt on the edge. They're just flat edges. But then these are narrower than this piece here. And it's not like it's a gradual narrowing. It's a step that it steps out. And I believe that that's what's kind of preventing, it's part of what's preventing this thing from going in the ground. The reason they probably did that is so that it doesn't get clogged up inside there. It's wider than what it's cutting, so it should be easier to eject. I didn't have any problem really with it clogging. There was some stuck in this area, but as you push down, it pushes that up, and that's what it's supposed to do. But the problem is you can't get it in the ground much more than just the tip itself. And like I said, the ground is pretty dry right now. I will try it in the rain, once it's rained a couple of days, but I don't see this working even then. The ground is too tight and too packed, and that's the reason it needs to be aerated. I also want to point out that they give you these little caps to put on the ends of the nuts, and immediately, first try, one of the caps came off and I lost it. This one here fell off shortly afterwards. I did find it. And then, these two they're just too loose. They're going to fall off too easily. And what they should have supplied maybe is a cap nut instead of these plastic caps, because these things come on and off too easily, and your foot is right in this area. They're going to fall off. It's just not they're not going to stay there. It's pretty easy to assemble. They do give you 2 tools. They give you this wrench with these smaller hex, and you can see that's cut way crooked. There's nothing on this thing that has that size nut. You basically are just going to use this side here for the end, and then they give you this little Allen wrench, and you can tighten it up. It's not terrible. It's pretty easy to put together. I did lean on this thing a bit, and I don't see any bending really, but I imagine that the more you use this, putting as much pressure as you need to put on it to get it to go down in the soil. This is a very thin piece of angle. It's maybe 1/8 inch steel. That's not going to hold up very long. It's going to bend right in that area, right in here. It's just going to bend over and eventually break. Someone else in one of the other reviews mentioned that you'd be better off with a pitchfork, and I agree. I have this one here that I picked up. I don't remember where, but this thing actually works much better. You can step on both at the top, and it sinks down in the soil much better. It's just pitchfork works better than this thing. I don't know that I'm going to use it. Maybe in a vegetable garden type thing, but normally the soil is pretty loose in there. This thing would work fine. You could maybe use it to put holes in the vegetable bed so that you can drop seeds in. It might be good for that, but it's not going to aerate your lawn. That's for sure, especially if your lawn is packed and hard, and it's just not going to do it. They do give you this thing, which is supposed to be what they're calling a cleaning stick. It looks to me like what I normally see sold as a weed puller. Maybe it'll be useful for that type of thing. I'm not sure. It's a pretty cheap little tool. I didn't use it. Didn't have to use it for this. It did clear fine. So, it's a freebie, but really, I don't know. I have no use for it, and I couldn't recommend this to anyone for aerating their lawn. I just wouldn't do it. I would tell them to go get a pitchfork. So hope that helps. Thank you.